welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage? It's that little show we sit there with your favorite comedians, and we find out if they're good to be classy, but they're just a big old piece of trash. Pizza. I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day. We're out back here with Toadies in a new edition, but I got to tell you folks that. Why is that, Pinhead?
They're the motherfucking homies.
Because you're the motherfucking homies, and we're here for a little bonus episode on the old Patreoning. We got a fun one today. My co-host is coming at you from right next to me. He is the CEO of Are You Garbage. He is an international businessman and my best pal in the whole wide world. Just heard he just bought a pair of salvage denim. Really stepping into himself. Give it up for KJ, Kevin James Ryan.
Konnichiwa. How you doing, gang? Shout out to the motherfucking homies, the lifeblood of the organization, the goddamn shareholders, the pizza makers, the goddamn sleeper cells, gang. We love you.
Yes, we do. And, gang, we couldn't be more excited to have our incredibly, and I mean incredibly special guest here with us today for the first time. We are huge fans of this gentleman. This guy took the pizza world in New York City by fucking storm. He is an absolute artist. He is the owner-operator of Chrissy's Pizza over there in Greenpoint. Do me a favor. Give it up for a goddamn magician, Chris Hansell, everybody.
Hey.
How you doing, boys?
Look at you, buddy. We are excited. We've mentioned Chrissy's Pizza multiple times on the show.
One of my favorite slices, if I had not sliced up, I apologize. One of my favorite pizzas ever.
It is the best pizza in New York City, without that. You've heard us talk about it, okay? You've heard us mention it. You've heard me say that when you take a bite of this pizza, you are transported to a Spike Lee movie in 1985, and I will take that to my fucking grave. It's just the best. Before we get into your backstory, just to let everybody know, let's run through the abridged version of the pizza.
Okay.
You started making it in the pandemic.
Right before the pandemic, I started teaching myself about like dough and all that because I was bored. Big grief thing for me. My dad passed away 2011. He was a big pizza guy.
Gotcha.
He didn't make it, but he was obsessed with it. So
Hey, man after my own heart.
yeah, big memories of going out to different places in Queens with him as a young kid. So, after he died, I kept, going out to different pizzerias, checking different things out. And eventually I was like, I should probably just try to figure out how to do this. I've cooked professionally before, but not in a very long time. And I was like bored. And so it was like end of 2019, I started doing it. And then, I was pretty bad at it. It was awful. It was so bad. I would make the dough. I would let it ferment for days. And then the day would come and be like, okay, I'm going to make this fucking pizza. And it would be so bad.
Dude,
so
the process
I
seems
bet you
so
it wasn't
long.
that bad.
It was bad.
I never met a slice of pizza I didn't
I would
like.
throw it in the trash.
That's
I'd be
crazy.
because I know what it's supposed to taste like, right?
Oh,
I know
man,
what it's
man.
supposed to taste like. So then COVID hit.
You're like the soup Nazi, dude. He's a slave to the slice.
Someone's going to find the recipes in an old armoire.
They're gonna fucking put me out of business.
Two chopped porcini mushrooms. You son of a bitch!
But COVID happened,
Right.
And so if that didn't happen, I definitely would have been like, fuck this. I'm not teaching myself how to make pizza. I'm just gonna go keep living my life. But since
wouldn't
I
be
didn't
sitting here,
yeah, we wouldn't
probably.
be sitting here right now. But because I had all that time, I would do that long process, fail, and then be so mad about it, but have nothing else to do but
this
read.
guy's nuts.
I love it. I love it. This is how you get the best
This
pizza
is how
in
you
New
get
York
good
City.
at shit.
I'd be getting drunk at night because there was nothing else to do. And I would just
too.
be and I would just start reading anything I could about making dough or the process or whatever to try to get better. And I found these forums that look like they're from like a GeoCities website from the 90s called literally pizzamaking.com. And
Man, whoever owns that got in before the bubble.
all these old heads post on it and share information. So I would just sit there reading posts from 2005 and 2007 about what I should be doing differently. And then eventually it started getting pretty good. I got a little better, started feeding my friends. And then people were like, you should start selling this. And I was like, no way. So instead of doing that, I went and worked in a bunch of pizzerias because I wanted to get more chops. And
Right.
I feel like I wouldn't it'd be crazy of me to have the balls to try to sell pizza without actually working in a
You've
pizzeria.
made 8 of them, and you're like, you know what?
Go over to Joe's and spit in their face.
Move over, Pizza Hut. Chrissy's in town.
So I worked in a bunch of places, and then I got bored of that.
This is coming out of the pandemic.
When things started opening back up in like early 2021, I worked at a place in Astoria called Bellucci's.
I know it well.
That guy, he was kind of like a mentor to me. He passed away. I worked at a place in Williamsburg called Lindustry.
Famed.
Yeah,
yes.
the old famed Lindustry. And then I worked at another place in Carroll Gardens called F&F. And then I got bored and was like, I want to be making my own pizza. So that's when I started doing it out of the house for like selling it to friends once a week.
What would a pie go for at that time? You're making it in your kitchen, right? Like just out of your regular. It's crazy you can make pizza in a regular oven to me.
It's more and
it
more
doesn't
I
make,
see that.
I know it doesn't make sense to me. What would a pie go for? I knock on the door. I want a pie. What's a pie go for?
I was charging the same price that I was charging in the apartment. It's $30.
Not bad. New York,
Gentlemen.
That's all right in New York.
I mean, it's a little expensive, I think, but that's what I started it at. And then when we were opening the shop, I was like, I'm not going to change the prices or raise them. And it's been all right.
Okay.
And then so it starts taking off because I remember hearing rumblings about it on social media and stuff like that. It was like this folklore, this guy selling pizzas out of his house. Right? Didn't you tell me and we were talking about it?
No, well, I don't know how we crossed paths. I think I followed you maybe or realized you were following us or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had heard about it and then I went to your page. I was like, oh, let me check this guy. Let me check out this place. And then it was like, follow back. I was like, this motherfucker's following me? God damn.
Big fan.
Because also at this point, you were doing like a pop-up shop. You're out of your apartment doing a pop-up shop at Superiority Burger in the East Village, which Superiority Burger, very cool restaurant. Used to be, was that the Odessa Diner?
Yes. Odessa, yeah.
Which was at the Odessa Diner on Avenue A, which we used to sit in and like try to write jokes because we ran a show across the street at Niagara.
Drink a bad cup of coffee.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you guys were saying like you would bomb at Niagara and then sit at Odessa.
Sit at Odessa, get like drinking black coffee and eating French fries. All we could afford.
Cup of coffee that tastes like a lamb chop. Fucking brutal.
So then that's where that is. And then I hear this guy where it was like, you could only get the pizza at like 1 a.m. Like, and I was like, this is insane.
And if you're in New York City, people hear that shit and they're like, whoa.
Well, I said it to
love
Luke. Luke's like, that's like the hardest reservation to get in New York.
Well, because it was like I was only doing a few a night there because the only reason it was late is that it was like after their kitchen closed, they let me take it over.
That's very cool. That's very New York, though. That's like what makes the pizza that much better. You're like, I can only get it at midnight.
Did you do that? Were you like, hey, let me do this once and see what happens? Or was it like you had like a little thing when you were going to test it out to see how it went?
No, it was like a planned thing to do a residency there. Like Brooks, who owns and is the chef of that place, is like a good friend of mine, and he was kind of like mentorly towards. I don't know if that's a fucking word, but
sorry, it's a Patreon. No one cares.
He was a fan of the pizza, and he gave me a lot of advice when I was starting out. So when I needed a place to do it, he offered me the kitchen. He's like, it's going to be late because we close at like 11 or something.
Perfect.
But I had this oven that I brought over there and just like was messing around in December of 2023, and then January 2024 is when we started doing the residency.
And it just started crushing it. And then like celebrities wanted to come in there. You're turning people away.
It was already kind of popular from the house just because like some food writer found out about it and came by and then put me on some list of like best new restaurants in New York City, but it was my apartment.
The decor is a little whatever, but the pizza is great.
Just Buzz 4B.
Sectional couch in there.
The waiting room's a little cramped. And there's a cat in the kitchen.
So that, and then Action Bronson shot something at my house, an episode of Fuck That's Delicious.
And let me tell you, man, that guy knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
The boy can eat, for sure.
He's the best, man.
So that kind of is what like put it over the top. So it was already kind of cooking when we started the Superiority Burger residency. So that's why it made it so hard to get.
Who was the most famous person that went into Superiority Burger?
Besides you guys?
Use guys?
Shout out to it, because he came out. He's like, I gotta sit and have a beer with the boys. I was like, I wanna fucking
Some fat guy up front says he's kind of famous.
he's known in small circles.
Yeah, but like a week before you guys came in, Natalie Portman was in there. I didn't say a fucking word to her.
Yeah.
You guys came in.
Hello, Mr. Foley.
Going up to see the boys. Yeah.
That was also one of the coolest things.
Oh, it was the best.
I walked in, there was like the podium, and I was like, yeah, there's a take, because I was messaging you.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I know it's late. It was like whatever, like midnight or 2 a.m. or something. I'm like, would we be able to come in and grab one of these famed Chrissy's pies? And you were like, yeah, fuck it, come on in. And I get there, there's just a piece of paper that said Kevin Ryan VIP. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And just to ask, because like there's so much of those kind of things, like Superior Yard Burger had a cool look, but like the people that worked there, like they were cool in a way that like, how did that team come together? Like I'm trying to describe it for the homies.
Were they waiters and waitresses? Was that the Superior Yard Burger staff? And you just kind of adopted them? Like,
oh yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. It was their staff.
Because they like added to it, like the allure and the mystique of it. It was like, and they were very friendly and very cool. It just, you really felt like you were in the know.
Yeah, it felt cool. It was the coolest thing I've ever done.
They got a good crew over there. It's nice, yeah. And it's such a cool room because like they didn't really change it that much from what Odessa was.
I don't think they changed it at all.
They just put different artwork.
A couple of neon signs, man, and it was like low lit, like it looked like it was closed.
Yeah,
it did.
And dude, New York City, you love a restaurant that looks like it's closed.
They're throwing out good food if it looks like it's shitty.
And then you eventually got your brick and mortar spot over in Greenpoint, and you've been fucking killing it.
It happened real quick.
I mean, you're on every list. Every influencer's going over there. The lines down the block. It's fucking nuts.
It's very surreal. I go outside every day. I stare at the sign. I'm just like, this isn't fucking real.
Yeah. That's a good feeling. I mean, I do that shit like if we're doing like a nice theater. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here?
I'm sure every time you guys do those theaters, it must feel insane. Like even just like seeing you guys do the Gramercy, the Ari Garbage and Friends show with I think the one I went to was like Normand and Ari.
Yeah, we go in there. We're like, who's playing here tonight?
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
So give us the backstory. Give us the childhood.
Queens kid or Brooklyn kid?
So I'm from I'm from Valley Stream, which is the Queens Long Island border, and I like to specify that because Long Island's pretty big.
Sure.
And I don't want people thinking I'm from Suffolk County or something.
I'm not. Man,
we make our own meth where I'm from.
That Queens border to Long Island, man, that's like a Game of Thrones territory.
The Nassau,
fight.
the Suffolks, it's wild.
What's the trashy one? Nassau?
I mean, they're both trashy.
Sure.
I like joking that Suffolk, because I'm not from Suffolk. I like to joke that Suffolk is trashy.
Okay. All right.
But that's the crazy thing about like when we have Timmy D on and you talk about it, how eclectic Long Island is and how crazy the pockets of food are out there.
Yeah.
And also how crazy the agriculture is out there that doesn't get the love that it should.
When he was on here, he mentioned a place that I grew up going to. He mentioned a place in Valley Stream called Itkin's Ice Cream Parlor. It's like a diner ice cream spot. But he mentioned it on the show, and I was like, he's fucking talking about Itkin's right now.
Holy shit.
Ma, turn the YouTube on. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, dude, how good the duck is, how good the produce and all that kind of stuff, the wine out there.
Yeah, isn't Long Island duck Is that what it is? Yeah, Long Island.
Good.
Or the goose, yeah, Long Island, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I should know that, I guess.
So I would just see it on menus at a place. I don't order it, but it'll be like Long Island.
I don't like the skin.
Long Island mallard or whatever. I ain't touching it. I'll take the tendy.
So a very deep culinary history out there with so much trash and garbage and fucking 80s rock bands mixed in. It's just it's perfect. So you grew up there in Valley Stream. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters.
Yeah, mom and dad. I'm adopted, so they're not my biological parents.
No kidding.
Wow. Okay.
Where'd they scoop you up from?
That's a weird way to put it.
I was adopted. I was born in Mineola, Long Island, which is like just north of where Valley Stream is. Not like I was adopted. They took me home like the day after I was born. It wasn't like I was like a grown kid.
Yeah. You weren't like 8 with a teddy bear being like, anybody?
This was last summer. Mama. Okay.
Your baby boy's all grown up.
Did you ever meet your biological family?
No, but my mother is like, you should really find them,
Really?
Yeah.
But you're not about that.
I'm not I don't know.
I respect that.
I don't really care. I don't know them.
Man, me and you are. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
I how you guys do this with the lights. Sweating bullets over here.
Welcome to Hollywood.
No, I never was interested. I don't know. But I do know my biological father is like full Italian, so that's where that comes from.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. That's where my love for sauce and cheese comes from.
So when did they adopt you? When you were a baby?
Yeah. They applied to adopt. And it was intentional. So they couldn't have kids.
So your mom put you up for adoption. They went through the adoption process. They adopted.
Yeah.
And brothers and sisters?
I have an older brother who's also adopted from a different family.
No kidding.
Yeah.
My cousin's husband's like that. They have two adopted sons.
Yeah, I grew up with kids like that. I was always
it's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice of them.
Okay, so adopted early. Well, one question about them. When did they tell you?
pretty early on, like when I could like understand. I think maybe I was like 8. They got like a book.
Yeah, and
not
laid it out
everything's in
for
a
you.
book.
Did you understand it?
Not really. It took me a little bit.
I
was
can
like,
still stay here, right?
yeah. I'm allowed to be here.
Fuck.
Right? You're
Shit.
kicking me out.
It's just got awkward.
I get my shit, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so they told you were young. That's good. You know, that helps ease you into that as you get older.
Yeah.
And then what did they do for a living?
So my dad was like a school bus driver in like East New York and Bed-Stuy.
No shit.
Shit.
He drove like a shorter one, so he'd like drive it home for lunch and park it in the driveway.
It's awesome.
Toot.
And my mother worked at a hospital for like 30 years, like just in the admitting department. It was
Which
like
hospital?
Mercy Hospital.
In Brooklyn.
It's in Rockville Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about. Wait, is that next to a college? Is there a college right near
Malloy
there?
College or something like that.
Yeah,
I used to sell weed there.
No, when I drove, I used to sit out there, and there was a lacrosse field right next to it.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she
Shout out
worked
to
there
Rockville
forever.
Center.
Yeah, dad was a school bus driver. Mom was a secretary at a hospital or whatever that position is called. Where you feel like you're in shit.
Administration.
Yeah.
And where did you go to high school? Or
I
go
went to high
school
school.
district.
I wasn't. So it's weird. Like I'm from Valley Stream. I live in Valley Stream, but for some reason I was in the Hewlett school district. So I went to like this I went to high school in this like rich neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's another thing about Long Island too. There were some pockets
Yes.
of
Pockets
aid.
of cash. Yeah.
So
it's
like
very-
nothing like being like a regular like lower middle class kid going to high school like, with
Those
a bunch
bastards.
of fucking.
Your clothes are all
Looked at like
dusty
you're
and
an
shit.
alien. Yeah.
He's got flour all over him. I'm gonna make pizza one day.
I'm telling you.
How rich are we talking? Like we're talking
I'm
about.
talking like they were like when kids could drive, they were driving like Mercedes to school.
Crazy.
That's
The richest kid in our there was also pockets of money around me as well for sure. There's one the Jewish girls always
Yeah,
had
be
nice
careful.
the Jewish girls always had nice cars. Acura the Acura TSX or RSX or something it hit. They all had that, and one kid got a silver Corvette with the T-tops.
That's crazy.
And he would put, dude, I'm in my 95 Chevy Lumina cranking a heater with a grill lighter.
We had a
I
kid
didn't
get
even
him.
have a car. I was like, "What are you gonna drive?"
Yeah.
She would like deter me from getting my license.
Your dad's dropping you off in the bus. We had a kid that had a Mustang 5.0, and it caught fire one day in the parking lot. We all stood around and watched it burn. Like,
Eat the rich!
like Lord of the Flies. That's what you
That's
fucking
what
get.
you get.
Amazing.
That's
Oh,
great.
fuck me.
All right, so pretty typical upbringing. What were the vacations like when you guys were a kid?
I remember going to some like resort called Woodlock Pines. I think it was in the Poconos.
Yeah, Woodlock.
Yeah.
That's that resort I went to.
You
Really?
went there too?
Well, no, so they now
Like a
have
couple spot?
yeah. I was we weren't like a champagne glass or nothing.
You're sleeping in a heart-shaped bed with your brother?
No, Woodlock is it's like that's that spa, that nice spa I went to.
Yeah. I remember you
Well, so
telling me
like
that.
that's for like adults only. That's like for the spa, and then they have like Woodlock
Yeah,
Pines.
yeah.
I think is for
For, like,
family.
families.
You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
canoeing and shit. It ain't nice.
It's
I
not
don't
that
think,
nice.
you
Was
know.
that like the one big vacation?
No, I think we went to like Hershey Park once.
Okay.
Quit bragging.
That's not doing me any favors, Hershey
No.
Park. Whole place smelled like chocolate.
It's like a local Six Flags.
Where would you guys go to the beach? If you went
Jones Beach.
to go to Jones Beach.
Yeah.
And can
Not
you
too
swim?
far. Yeah.
Yeah?
I was actually on the diving team at the public pool when I was a kid.
Damn. High dive or low
I was
dive?
terrible. I don't know why I was doing it.
Cannonball. That's all he's doing.
I think I was doing it for the pizza parties, honestly.
That's funny.
Man, a pizza, dude, one of those pizza parties at a public swimming pool.
Yeah.
Man.
Those public swimming pools, man, they used to be the fucking best. And they had high dives still.
Yes.
Man, they
The
get
high
rid of,
dive was terrifying.
yeah, they get rid of those. It was like 6 feet of water. Fucking 70 feet up. They got rid of that shit quick. The insurance companies came in and were like,
You know what? I still don't think. I don't think I jump off that ledge, even though it's like probably very
platform?
the platform.
I like
yeah.
the platform more so than the diving board because I'm so big. The diving board really bends.
You would just be in
You'd
the
end
pool
up
already.
you'd either end up in the pool or on the ceiling.
Yeah, remember the one time we went to Barton Springs in Austin? They have a long old school diving board going into this spring in Austin, and man, I walked out there and the fucking thing almost touched the water, and when I let go, dude, I shot up in the air. It was like Sputnik.
Did a Misty flip.
Misty flip. I think I definitely attempted a couple Misty
Sure.
flips.
Shout out. Dude, a Misty. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Yeah, I'm 38. A Misty flip when we were around 10 years old. You
Craziest thing you ever
like
seen.
a Misty flip. I was
It's
telling
like
my
just a
mom about
sideways
that.
front flip,
Yeah.
basically.
I was never even sure what it was. I was too fat to attempt
Yeah.
one.
Oh man, same.
And how was there? Did your parents have family in the area?
In the immediate area, no, but like all of my family was just like my dad's friends and like their wives or my
Sure.
mom's friends.
I gotcha.
Uncle
Okay.
Tommy
yeah,
and
all
Cheryl.
my uncles and I mean like my dad's sister. That was like my real aunt, but everybody else was just like not blood related. They're just like family
yeah, but
friends.
you called them aunt and uncle,
Yes,
and
yes,
you
we
were
did,
friends
like,
with their
Christmas
kids
together and all
yeah,
that,
we
yeah.
did the same thing.
Love that.
And what was the first job when you were a kid?
I got my working papers when I was 14. I worked at a Carvel.
Damn.
I work in paper.
Working paper. That was the thing you had to do.
If you were that young, you had to get those papers to
Sure.
like be able to.
Your working permit.
Yeah,
And like the school had to sign off on it.
Something
Your
like
parents
that,
had to
yeah.
sign off on it and the job.
Man, a Carvel in Long Island back then. That's about as old school as
Yeah,
it gets.
right next to a pizzeria. So I would just on my break, I'd go crush a couple slices, smoke I was smoking very young.
What age?
I think
14?
Oh, shit, I probably started smoking like not heavily, but I definitely had started smoking cigarettes in like
After a shift.
7th grade.
Yeah, I was right there. Too.
Man.
I was probably 6th. What did at what age did your parents find? Were you one of those kids who's like, "Ma, you smoke now?" Or like did you hide it?
They caught me a bunch and would like freak out.
Sure.
But then eventually they just like didn't stop me, and I'd just be like going outside,
Not saying it, just walk
having a
outside,
heater in the
yeah.
driveway, and like they would be like mad, but they wouldn't say nothing.
Ballpark. 8th grade, 9th grade?
Yeah, 7th, 8th grade is
Cigs at the house.
no high school, probably
High
like
school,
9th grade.
ninth
Yeah,
grade,
yeah.
So 9th grade, you have dinner. You're like,
Well,
Pretty good. You outdid yourself again, Mom.
I'm gonna step out for a second.
I'm gonna catch some fresh air.
I'm going to take the dog for a walk.
I'm gonna take the trash out.
And you'd go out and rip a heater.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What'd you do with the butts?
Put it out. Put it in the trash can.
Respectable. That is a dirt bag. That is
Well,
a
because
dirt
I-
bag who's trying to be respectful.
Were you still kind of playing with toys at that point? Like, did you have action figures still?
No.
Because Soder
I
talks
remember-
about that. It's so funny.
So fucking
Taking a break from playing with your
Playing with
wrestling
army
guys
guys?
and going
Playing with his guys.
rip a heater.
Coming up with like storylines for the Ultimate Warrior and stuff.
This isn't gonna help my case either. But the high school that I went to had like a separate building. It was like an alternative school, and that's where I went because I didn't like going to school in middle school. I would just stay home.
Okay.
Okay.
My mom would be at work, and my dad was pretty lenient. I'd be like, Dad, I'm not going. He'd be like, okay, and just call and be like, Chris is sick or whatever.
Oh, shit.
So I got in a lot of trouble because I would call out like 3 days a week. Call out. I say it's like a job.
I can't make it in. The kids are breaking my fucking stones.
It wasn't anything like traumatic happening to me or whatever that I
Just
didn't want to
don't
go to
wanna
school.
go.
I fucking hated it. So they put me in this alternative program in
high school.
Yeah, they
Man,
said I
you
had
have
ADHD.
alternative program face.
What's alternative? Like mechanic kind of stuff?
No, it was the same,
little bit of distortion.
same curriculum, but it was like me who they said had ADHD, and then a bunch of kids with like severe behavioral and drug problems. So it was like a very interesting thing. But we had technically SIG breaks at school.
Whoa.
Bad kids always had the best perks. Not those kind of perks, but
If you were able to make it out for a smoke, because like the building was right by the street, so if you were able to make it off school property between periods, crush a
You
heater
were
and get to
allowed.
class, you could do it because technically it's your time.
Whoa.
So it's this weird.
that's like
loophole.
learning the
But it
Constitution
would
of
be
a,
like
of a high
between
school.
periods, it'd be like 10 kids out on the corner smoking.
What's your attire in high school? I'm picturing some jean jackets.
Jean jacket, yeah. Like my first week of high school, I had a mohawk.
Colored?
Yeah, it was green.
Yeah. You don't go natural. That'd be crazy. That's what losers do.
Yeah, I was like
Man.
listening to punk. I mean,
So
I grew
you
up
were that
listening to-
kid.
yeah.
There's Chris. He's got a
With the
mohawk,
fucking
wears jean
mohawk, yeah.
jackets, and goes to the alternative side
Yeah,
of the school.
yeah, but I
Smells
wasn't
like
like a
heaters.
bad kid. I just like didn't like doing.
Were you this
schoolwork.
tall? Were you tall as a kid?
Yeah, I got taller in high school. I'm
you must have
6'1".
been frightening. You must have
No,
scared
no,
the
I
shit
don't.
out of
I don't think so. I was still. I was very shy in high school, so I don't think that I was that intimidating to people.
Gotcha.
I maybe looked crazy, but I was quiet.
Yeah, he's 6'9" with the mohawk.
Wearing a pair of fucking Doc Martens.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Were you a Doc Martens
Yeah,
guy?
Doc Martens. Oh, I used to wear them. Yeah.
And
You were a musician as well. You played the bass.
I played bass, guitar.
When did that start?
I think I got my first guitar in 7th or 8th grade. My dad got me one.
Okay.
And started a band with kids in 8th grade
No shit.
called No Life.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good first band.
Not bad.
It's not
That's
bad.
cool.
What was the guitar? The first guitar?
It was just some Ibanez. It was red Ibanez. It's still at my mom's house. It's still got all these stickers on it.
No
like a black.
shit.
Like I took electrical tape and made the black flag bars with it.
That's awesome. Did you take lessons?
I took lessons for
What I
like
have, you
2
can't
weeks.
teach.
2 weeks.
At a guitar shop?
Yeah, some place in the neighborhood, but
Yeah.
like the guy was just like a stoner. I didn't,
Sure.
and would just like be like, bring CDs in, and I'll teach you how to play the
Hey,
songs.
yeah, it's like, hey, man.
not fucking learning.
Yeah, get a little proactive here.
So I got.
I don't want to hang out with you, dude.
So I got,
you're in there smoking a joint with him.
Alternative school, huh? Okay. And what were you listening to back then?
oh, just like a huge mix of stuff, like a lot of punk, like Ramones and Black Flag, and
Gotcha.
Dead Kennedys and stuff like that. But I was also listening to like Bush and Blink 182.
He doesn't get enough credit for how good of a guitar player he is, Gavin Rosdale.
Yeah,
I saw him, whatever the place is
so
over
funny. I'm wearing this shirt.
over by the New Yorker Hotel. I can't remember what the venue was. But, dude, he was up there killing it, looking like a dime piece.
Yeah, he's a
still
hot
looks
piece of
good.
ass.
Then he goes up on the balcony. He's hanging off the balcony, just fucking. My girlfriend sliding all over the fucking floor. Man. All right, so you're into music. You start doing the bands.
Yeah.
How did?
What was your? Oh, I'm sorry. What to
No.
cut you off? What was the first slice of pizza you remember being like, "That's fucking"?
Yeah, so that's
And even if you were 10 or you were 6, what was the first one that blew your fucking hair
the
back?
one that I remember specifically is just from Bob, my dad. He took me to a place called Two Roses. It's not there anymore.
Oh, that sounds
It was
great.
in Valley Stream or Hewlett, technically, but it had sesame seeds on the crust, and I had never experienced that before. And I remember just being like, "Whoa, this
Damn,
is."
I didn't have that till I was 37. I think you gave it to me.
That's wild.
That's true.
Jeez.
They had sesame seeds.
Yeah.
And what year is this? This is what, like mid
mean,
2000s?
So that's like the whole story of like my obsession with pizza is like my mom worked on the weekends. She worked late. She worked like till like 10 o'clock or something. So my dad was responsible for feeding me and my brother, but he was always just like pizza.
Sure.
But he was such a little crazy guy about it. Like he'd be like, this place, you got to order. I've said this on the podcast before, so I don't mean to sound like it's a script
no,
or whatever.
hit
But
us.
like he'd be like, this place, you got to order it well done because they're busy. And if you don't order it well done, they're going to undercook it.
I
You want
respect
it
that.
crispy. And that's I've only ordered pizza well done
Always,
since then.
always say well done.
Even if you're trying a new place, you go hit me
If
with
it's
it
like
well
a
done.
newer, like hipper place, like Lindustry or something like that, and I know they like
gotta
cook
be
it hard
crispy,
or whatever,
yeah.
like I don't. But if it's like an old school spot, yeah, well
hit it,
done.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't do a slice. The reheated slice, I don't like it when they're super hot.
That's such
Yeah.
a New York thing. It's so fucking hot in New York. They reheat them to
Yeah.
the point where you're like, buddy, pull it. I'll even say, I go, you can pull that shit now.
I'll take it right now.
Yeah, I'm on break here, man. I don't have 35 minutes to let this fucking cool down.
Burn the roof of my
I'm like
mouth.
half and half on that.
I've heard a guy. So we used to, when we were doing hanging out in the village a lot, there was a great place, Fiore's, on Bleecker
You remember
Street.
Fiore's?
Yeah.
It was great. That was the first time I had the thick cupped pepperoni.
The cup pepperoni.
Oh yeah.
That was my first, probably really good, not artisanal, but that good pepperoni. Let's say that. And
Artisanal.
they cared about the pizza.
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
just
sure, yeah.
we
It was a
make
good
good
slice.
strip mall za. And
I think that was the first time I ever had a piece of basil on my pizza. I remember being like, what the fuck is this? You got mint?
no vegetables, please.
A single piece of spinach.
So, but they had those the dollops of the mozzarella. That was a more
Margarita
of a,
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a little more elevated.
Yeah.
And they had a cool pizza oven. That was the first time I was like, "This is a New York good pizza shop."
I want to ask you about Two Roses because I know you're a very niche guy. I know the way you set up Chrissy's Pizza in Greenpoint. Every little detail is thought about. Two Roses, that kind of became your main go-to.
It was one of them, but the place that we loved the most is still there. It's on Rockaway Avenue in Valley Stream. It's called Ancona.
Okay.
That's like a slice that like my dad took me to get, and then like also like when I was older, like I would always just hit it with my friends.
Right.
But like they would put the two slices on like one of the smaller silver trays.
Yeah.
They had good garlic knots. Sit there in the booth with like a fountain cherry Coke.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Fountain sodas. I want to know everything.
Do you have any with you?
Do you have any on you right now?
Do you know a distributor?
What is the benchmark of flavors in a fountain? Let's say it's a 5 spindle. So it's a 5 pump.
For me, I was always like Coke or Cherry Coke.
Coke or Cherry Coke.
I was never really a Sprite guy, but I would drink it.
That was
if I
like
had
girls
to.
to me.
I
That's
got
like what
you.
women drank.
Was it Sprite or 7-Up? Were you ever a 7-Up guy?
I liked 7-Up better than Sprite, I think.
Gentlemen, absolutely. What about ice? What's your ice move?
Like the good ice, right? Like crushed or like
Is that
the
what you-
Pebbles.
Yeah, Pebbles.
Man,
I think
Gotta
the
go
people in the
Pebbles.
South call it good ice, but
It's-
I adopted it.
The special kind of dirtbag, the good ice.
The
I've
good
been
ice.
saying the
y'all,
good ice.
Y'all got that good ice?
Yeah.
Ooh,
So that's
child.
so that what's the ice situation at Chrissy's Pizza?
We don't have a fountain.
You don't.
No, it's too small.
Gotcha. So what do you guys do? Bottles? You do cans?
Got cans, but I would like to do them. I would like to get the glass bottle Cokes, but they're expensive.
But a screaming can.
And
Yeah.
nothing's better than a can.
Nothing.
I mean, all we have is Coke, Diet Coke, seltzer,
That's
and water.
It's
That's
also,
awesome.
as a guy
That's
who
so
I'm a
awesome.
big bite and sip guy, especially with pizza.
Yeah.
I need, if I'm doing 2 slices, or if I'm 3, 4, whatever, I'm doing multiple slices, I'm going to need a lot of liquid. And you can easily order 2 cans. You start ordering 3, 4, 5, 6 glass bottles, you look like a jerk off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
You
they
look
go-
like an asshole.
they
a
go down
2-can
too
man
quick.
at a pizzeria, huh?
100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's a perfect world. I'll do a 20-ounce bottle. That'll sustain. That'll be okay. But if they don't have a bottle, I actually enjoy it better because I get that extra 4 ounces,
Right.
12 and 12.
I don't think the bottles taste that good. Like the
You're not
plastic
wrong.
bottles.
I'm
Not
with
wrong.
you 100%. Unless they're screaming cold. A
Yeah.
screaming cold can. My problem is if I only have one, I notice that my sips, I'm rationing my sips
Yeah,
as
yeah.
I bite.
That's why you got to do 2.
Yeah.
And the bottles come in what? They're probably like 10-ounce bottle. Or are they 12-ounce bottles?
12 ounces, yeah.
20 ounce
Oh, the
bottle.
No, the
Well, the
plastic.
glass
I
ones,
mean,
I think
I
it's
meant the
12.
glass.
Oh, the glass ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love the cans. That's the way to go, I think.
Mhm.
I think
I
that's a
respect
home
that.
run.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um.
We're getting a picture here. I like this.
Just wait till I tell you about the Jewish deli that I worked at.
Okay, well, hold on. We'll get into that. What? Let's say you go. This is a very northeast. This is a very Philly, northeast, Boston, whatever. Like the 2 Roses style place that has also sandwiches
Yeah.
and some dishes. If you're not getting pizza, what is your next favorite thing to get from like an Italian restaurant in a strip mall type thing?
Chicken roll.
I like a chicken roll.
roll.
I was
Okay.
obsessed with the chicken roll.
I don't
Okay.
know. I know what a chicken roll is.
It's like a pepperoni roll. It's
Well,
got
the,
Right.
well, the pepperoni roll is like circular. The chicken roll is like
A pinwheel.
long. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the pinwheel. The roll is
and
like
it has like the diamonds on the end.
to give you the nerd example. It's like a pizza place will
Gotcha.
stretch out a dough. They'll cut it into 4 like triangles, and then they'll put chicken and cheese and some sauce, and then wrap it up, and then bake them on a tray, and then they reheat them.
Are you dunking that in a little sauce?
Sauce, of course.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite in the city?
Favorite chicken roll? Not in the city. Like, I only really eat them in Long Island.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a national treasure out there. I think they let those into the city.
Not a lot of places in the city do them, honestly.
Sure.
A lot of pinwheels, a lot of
Lot of
garlic
pinwheels.
knots.
Mike, I feel like Mike's on 20 whatever we used to do.
Yes,
those,
yeah,
you know,
they have chicken rolls out there.
no longer Mike's.
And when you get them perfect and the sauce isn't that hot and it cools it down
Yeah.
and you're just crushing
Oh,
it.
it's perfect. What about you guys? What's the other order besides pizza?
Listen, here's the thing.
I'm doing chicken parm sandwich.
I mean, chicken parm hero is the next thing I was
That's-
going to say.
Yeah, but I would like. I don't like flying blind into that. I'd like to get eyes on the parm prior.
And you use buying parm.
That's pretty good. I'm just waiting. Try the chicken parm just so I can get eyes on it.
How is it?
Yeah, it's got to go parm. If I'm in Philly, it'll be a cheesesteak. If I know the
yeah.
place does a solid cheesesteak, which a lot of times those are the best cheesesteaks. Just
At a
like
pizzeria?
a pizzeria.
Okay, I didn't know
But They
that.
just throw out
In
good.
Philly, yeah.
it's just
There was
most places do a really good cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
There was a deli in West Philly that I really liked. I had my first cheesesteak at, but it was good up until they closed recently or during COVID or something called Lee's. You know the spot? It's like
Not Lee's Hoagie House, right?
it was just called like Lee's Deli. It was just like
Oh yeah, I don't know it.
In West Philly, I don't know it.
I don't know much about Philly, so it's hard for me to actually
But that
tell you where
is
it
usually the avenue. Like obviously you have the big spots. I don't mean Pat's or Geno's, they are what they are. It's great, whatever.
Yeah, Baltimore Ave, Lee's
Yeah, that's
Deli.
it. Yeah.
But you hit one of those, that's where you're gonna find
Okay.
the best. There's one in South Philly called Cosme's Deli, and you would
I
walk
feel
in.
like maybe have you talked about that on the pod before?
Cotton used to love it, didn't he?
So fucking cheesesteak, like the size of your head.
Yeah.
There's a newer place called Angelo's in Philly. That's
Yes.
like the
Yes.
best
Yes.
of
Best,
the best.
Very good pizza, very,
Very
good
good pizza,
cheesesteaks.
yeah.
They do
I haven't
they
had
do the
it.
semolina bread. I think Bradley Cooper kind of is working with them for a place he has
On
Here.
Avenue
in
Way.
the
It's
East
just
Village.
They
open,
say
yeah.
that place is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
That line is that line. You thought my line was crazy. That line goes like I think it's on between like 8th and 9th or St. Mark's and 9th,
Yeah.
whatever. And I think it wraps around like halfway down 9th Street or something.
Yeah, no substitution. Semolina roll, scooped out a little bit. Cooper Sharp cheese, onions out the door. That's
Cooper
it.
Sharp, man. It's the best.
My dad's been talking about Cooper Sharp for 40 years.
Really?
I get that Cooper Sharp.
I
I
heard
first
that
bought
the-
it. We're like, what the fuck is
I
this?
heard that the black pepper Cooper Sharp is like is hard to come by.
What
but
the hell is that? You're breaking news over here? Black pepper
Cut
Cooper.
the tape.
Black
think that's what it
pepper
is.
Cooper Sharp?
Man, that
Yo,
sounds all
Cooper
right.
Sharp cheese.
I think it's just got black pepper like folded into it.
Let me get eyes on
That's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe.
I like that. Man, that's all right. But back to the pizza
sorry,
place
sorry.
conversation. No. Here's my theory. I have a theory about this. 9 times out of 10, you have a pizza place, especially in New York. It's got to be New York. Okay, Philly, it's not the same. Like he said, the cheesesteaks, whatever. Okay, mozzarella sticks. Okay, chicken rolls, pinwheels, whatever. All right. The Italians,
Everything on the menu.
but in New York,
Garden salad.
in New York, the Italian specialties at a pizza place, 9 times out of 10 are going to be a fucking home run. Home run. I'll do shrimp francaise from a fucking pizza place
crazy.
if I trust it.
My mom's like a chicken francaise lady.
Oh, so good. But they knock him out of the park. I'll do that. I'll do a bolognese. I'll do the stuffed clams. I'll do the fried mushrooms.
That bolognese, that's the spaghetti or whatever. It feels. I've just seen it. Like it might as well be at a deli in a hot bar. It just like sits. It's like. It
No, you-
dries out, then they wet it again. It's just like the sauce has been sitting. You need a lot of turnover for that stuff to
Sure.
be good.
Maybe
Yeah.
not spaghetti, but I'd do like a baked ziti.
Of course, dude. I
baked ziti.
If I'm doing bolognese, it's penne or it's rigatoni. I'm not doing fucking angel hair. With
I'm
it.
just saying, I've seen that stuff sitting there, and it's just like that even visual turns me off of anything that's not fucking za getting thrown out.
No, I'm not talking about where they have it pre-made or anything.
I'm just saying the fact that I see that at places, that is what is the forward-facing thing at some places.
Gotcha.
I go, I'm fucking dunzo.
Place on Crescent Street, Taste of Italy, that does.
Taste of Italy.
You know Taste of Italy?
No, I know, but I love the
It's
name.
across.
It's ran by Mexicans.
It was across the street from. It was down the block a little bit on Crescent from where Andrew Bellucci was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
if
I
you
know
walk down 30th Avenue towards 23rd Street
Uh-huh.
and made a right on Crescent, it was right there in that little strip.
Oh, crazy.
Really good.
I got a question now. You know, you're you know, one of the they're calling it one of the best new restaurants of 2024, whatever you want to call it. I call you a dirtbag. That's a
New hot shot.
New hot shot.
Dirtbag in town.
What with this new rise of I don't want to say fame, but a notoriety, I believe is the word. Or have you gotten any cool perks of like you can get into certain restaurants?
Yeah,
or
Because cool people,
cool people do cool shit.
and cool people like you have that angle where it's like you got Natalie Portman coming in, you got Action Bronson.
She didn't come in specifically for me, but she came in and she saw pizza and asked if she could have one. So
Gotcha.
it wasn't like she knew about me or
Gotcha.
anything like that.
Okay.
But that
Just
has
to be-
now
just to be
turned into
completely
that.
honest.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like honestly, what's
She
cool?
thought it was she just needed to use the bathroom. She bought a pizza.
What's cool is that like before it was really really crazy that I got a lot of these like back pocket favors that I haven't even used yet. But like you guys want to go to Carbone? We can go to Carbone.
What the hell are we doing here?
Let's go.
Check, please.
Okay.
Emilio's Bellato, but they were all just like offering like words of support on Instagram when I was
That's
like
awesome.
early on. So
I
there's
see
like
you
anything
blowing
you
up.
need at the restaurant, let me
Yeah.
know, like type thing. So that's nice.
We
That's
went there
very
with the
cool.
food freak. We went to Amelia Bellato.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah,
heard
Food
that
Freak,
heard that Sam Morril didn't have a good time there.
Is that right?
They got bamboozled. I think they ordered one of everything, and then the check came, and they were all like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's the place Veter took him to for his birthday.
they ordered like 3 bottles of wine. They were like $400.
They
a
didn't
piece.
realize it. Okay, I got you. I didn't know that was the place.
Yeah. And I
That's
think they
old
did the
school.
back room too, which
Oh,
I
yeah,
heard,
yeah.
which we were not privy to. I was out front with the bozos.
Unbelievable place.
Yeah,
though.
it's great food. Great
Hell of a
food.
pork
That's
chop.
really cool.
Or veal chop, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bone-in veal, vodka veal chop or something.
What is your favorite Italian specialty?
Like,
Like if you're going to an Italian restaurant, what do you like?
I mean, chicken parm's hard to beat, right?
It's my guy, dude. Hit me.
Up the middle.
Tell me fucking what?
I'm always perusing the menu.
If it's
being like,
on
I'm gonna
there, you
try
know
something.
it's going to be good.
Do
But
you
I'm
like a
always-
marsala?
Yeah.
Or you do a scampi?
No, chicken parm every time.
What are we, jerk-offs here?
Chicken parm or like penny alla vodka.
Man.
Just the trash stuff.
I remember the first time I had that. It was in New York. It was a place, I think it was called Joe's. It was on the Upper East Side. Or no, you know where it was? I had it at Tony DiDonopoli. You know Tony DiDonopoli?
No.
There's a couple of them in the
Sounds
city.
like a book.
Family-owned Italian place. You know, very like Carmine's.
Yeah, more like
similar to
I
Carmine's.
love Carmine's.
And man,
Carmine's
I was
all right.
like, what the fuck is in this? It was creamy. It had the tomato. Give me a second.
You know what my wife just found out? Fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh my god. I've
She
honestly,
goes, I just had this fettuccine Alfredo. I go, what the fuck? You're going to think you're a whore.
I've never ordered it. I've had
no.
it. I don't think I've ever ordered. It just seems like such a psycho thing to put in your stomach.
It reminds me of New England clam chowder. I
Just
can't
like,
do it.
How do you do anything after eating?
I know.
God, you don't, man. You chill out.
That's part of the
You
buzz,
unbutton
baby.
a button, put a toothpick
Yeah,
in,
the
and wait
heart
for the
starts beating real
espresso
fast.
to show. His heart starts beating real fast.
Sweating.
That's a lot of milk fat.
Okay. And then obviously this is, I mean, a lot of the show we talk about pizza. We got a goddamn, our master here.
Gotta ask. We're in front of the wizard.
I might
do
not
art.
get granted
I'm
these
here
three
to
wishes
answer the
again.
questions. Yeah.
And most native New Yorkers, we ask this question too. What are your slice shops that you like? Obviously it probably depends. You got some alliances and stuff like that. I'm sure there's probably people that don't like it, people you like, whatever. But hit me
Is
with
there
those-
any of that? Is
hit
there
me
any
with the
beef?
neighborhoods.
Or has everybody mostly been inviting?
There might be a pizzeria close to me that I don't think is very excited that I exist.
Step the game
There
up,
might be
dog.
some 1-star reviews left from like accounts with like no other reviews
As Italians play dirty.
that say like this place down the street is much better. I can't believe I'm saying something.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I like it.
stuff out there. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Otherwise, no, there's not. Every pizza person is like supportive of each other.
Sure, that's great. I love
Gotcha.
that. But yeah, let's say you're around. Hit me with like.
If I'm over here,
Yeah,
well, we're not going to say where we are, but
sure.
Pizza Suprema.
It's great. We talk about it all the time. It's
Yanni
great.
Papito.
Yeah, it's one of Giannis's
Big
favorite
fan.
slices.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's so solid, and the way I discovered it is like the trashiest thing on the planet.
Hit me.
So, 2007 or 8, I got a job that was being paid cash, $15 an hour off the books under the table, handing out flyers for a strip club in front of Madison Square
Nice.
Garden.
What strip club? Flash
I think
dancers?
it was called Headquarters.
Whoa. It sounds like a barber shop.
I think that's what it was called. It was on the west
Ask
side
for the
somewhere.
executive package.
But you get hungry. So
Sure.
I just saw that spot.
I
was
know
like-
that. Yeah.
I saw that spot and I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. We're in Midtown. There's no way this is going to be good.
Sure, when you look at it, you're like, this is going to stink.
I went in and had a slice, and then I was like, I sat down, I got up, I ordered another one, and then I ordered a third, and then I think I ordered a fourth.
That's when they know
Yeah.
I
that.
was like, this is crazy how good this is.
It
It's
really
still pretty
is.
good, too.
I think the location of that place gives some people like
Throws
just
you
because
off.
it
Yeah.
feels like it's gonna be. It's right next to Penn Station. You think it's just gonna be like this fucking. We're just throwing it out, but it is a very solid slice.
Yeah. For sure.
That's a big one for me. What else? I mean, I have to shout out the Valley Stream spot, Ancona. I haven't had it in a while. I hope it's still good, but still there. And then this place in Elmont called King Umberto. That's like I've had recently, and it still tastes exactly like it did when I was a kid.
Really.
Yeah.
What
it's
about
awesome.
Joe's, Patsy's, John's on
No, I've
Bleecker?
still never had Patsy's. I'm dying
Really?
to try it.
I've never had.
I'm
it
just
either.
never up there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh. That's what my
But
mom.
I like John's on Bleecker, but it's always such a fuss, and I think that Arturo's is way better and it's like and easy to get into.
Okay.
Sure.
Arturo's on Houston.
Yeah.
Next
Never
to,
done Arturo's.
We
Oh.
haven't eaten there together?
You gotta
No.
go.
Oh, it's right on the corner,
You
right
have
next
another
to
bald friend you've been hanging out with. You've been
Right.
cheating on me.
right next to Jane.
I know. It's right on the
Houston
corner. Yeah.
So we
What
had
am I, an asshole.
we had a place in the West Village that we lived on. It's a dollar slice place,
Not no more.
but a step above the rest.
Okay.
It's called Percy's.
Percy's.
Do you know Percy's?
No, I don't know Percy's.
Old guy in there cranking them out when he was
There was a
working.
dollar slice spot.
it was.
It's like $1.50 or $2.
I think it's $2 now.
I don't even know if he's still banging back there. It could be some other guy. It's crazy how if the owner was in there making it, it was leaps and bounds better than when the guy that worked for him was in there making it. No disrespect to him. But
It was also a little more aesthetically pleasing than the typical 90. You know how like they're all like famous 99 or just 99-cent pizza. This one had a little bit of
It was thin.
You could sit down.
Oh, yeah.
There was like a couple of table. It was very. It
was
felt
thin?
like a pizza shop.
It was thin?
It was thin.
Well, that's rare for $1 a slice.
It is, and it has the thing. Like, I think why I love your pizza so much, and I'm not going to articulate this well, but there's a webbing of the cheese. Does that make sense?
Like it's not overly cheesed.
It's not that it's overly
like
cheesed.
oh yeah, I know.
I can't describe.
It's like not. It's like there's whole. It's like not fully connected. But that don't you? What do you do? The Parmesan on top of the mozzarella? Is that what that
that's
is?
just crazy.
I do that. I do that when it comes out of the oven. Yeah.
But you don't really.
That's what's connected. I feel that's that webbing.
Yeah, it has.
It's not fully melted, and it like creates an extra layer of deliciousness.
And it has that look where it's like, you taste it before you bite it, and you're like, I know exactly, this is going to be fucking unbelievable. And you have that. Percy's kind of had that a little bit too, I would say.
Wow. I mean, that's I feel you might as well fucking kick him in the dick by saying
No, you know what I'm saying.
No, it had a very good. I mean, we were very poor at the time,
Yes.
and it was an elevated dollar slice.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was solid. To the point where like I genuinely looked forward to getting those slices.
But when you brought that pizza out the time that we were there, I was like, wow, that's the way the top of a pizza should look. And it was, man, didn't disappoint. You were there?
So fucking hungry right now.
I know, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And we always talk about the nostalgia of pizza, which I know you can relate to because you
For sure.
said with your dad. And, he always talks about it, going to get the pizza, picking the pizza up on a Friday night with your dad or your mom. You're sitting in the front seat. You got the hot pizza on your legs.
Literally,
It's
yeah.
burning your legs. And you just, man, a little
Nothing
slice
like
of
it.
Americana.
Yeah. I'm trying to think the other shops that I should be shouting out.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah.
Suprema is like, since we're over here, like
Yeah.
that place rocks. I mean, Joe's is solid, I think. Like,
This is great.
Listen,
He's a big Joe's guy.
you guys, I don't want to disrespect you. I mean, your presence, you're a different thing. You guys are different. You're an elevated pie shop. That's a slice shop for the most part. And I love a Joe's because you can go to whatever. There's 5 of them now at this point.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the one in Midtown. That seems sacrilegious
I
to
think
me.
the Third Ave one is the sleeper.
Where's the Third
On
Ave one?
14th Street?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
That's a really
The one
good
in the Village gets a little sloppy. It's, I mean,
The thing about Joe's
that
is that
14th Street one is all right.
you're getting kind of the quality that I strive for by by only serving whole pies. They do so much business that there's always a fresh pie. So you're getting
That's
a
great.
slice from that
It's
fresh
right-
pie.
It's just constant, and
Yeah.
it's like it's the same. I mean, however, it's a B+ slice, but you can get it at fucking noon or 4 a.m. at 10 different points in the city, and it's
Yeah.
that fucking good.
And I think it's also got the thing that's weird is that it's good when it's like floppy. It's good when it's crispy.
Yeah,
but
it's just good. It's a
just good all around, yeah.
Knock around New York City slice. Even if you can go there, it could be fucking 3:30 in the morning. The bars are letting out. There could be 400 people in line, and I mean, you're there for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're zinging, zabbing. You're out the door. They're taking your money. They're handing the pizza. You're out.
I've always had an affinity for Joe's ever since I saw that viral video where they get into the brawl with the dudes.
Oh my God.
I love
You see
that.
the guy hit him with the ladle?
Those guys, those boys,
wild.
Talk about a company man. They
Yeah.
go to work on those dirt balls.
Hitting them with the pizza peel, taking the ladle. It was
Fucking
it's one of the
great.
best videos I've ever
That was in
seen.
Brooklyn, right?
That's the Bedford Avenue one, yeah.
That's like, dude, that's like fighting in a basement. That thing is tight.
I was working at Lindustry at the time when that happened, so all the boys were like, yeah! And we were watching it in the shop. Like,
World star.
Who's fucking next? That's awesome.
Very cool.
How many slices would you say you're knocking back a day?
Probably 1 or 2. So I have to make one in the morning.
They're testers.
Make sure they're good.
Okay.
Try the special, make sure it's good. So I'll have a slice of that, and then at the end of the night, the boys are hungry, so I'll make them a pie, and I'll have a little slice of that.
There you go.
But I'm
Goddamn
crazy, and I
gentleman.
eat pizza on my days off from different places.
You're an artist.
You brought up Carmine's. I was like, damn, I should go to Carmine's later.
Oh, the Italian spot?
On the Graham Ave stop. Yeah.
What, okay. What, because so you do, I believe this set out, I mean, at least at the Superior Order, and I believe what it is now. I haven't been out to the new location yet. But Man, that superiority burger setup was great for us because it's like we did spots till fucking midnight or we're out till midnight, and then it's like you could just swing in and get a home run pie at fucking 1 a.m.
The first time we went there,
you texted me at like 12:30.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be looking at my phone for a second. I was like, oh yeah, come by.
Yeah.
the first time we went was coming back from Luke Combs.
Was come back from the Luke Combs concert.
Yeah, that was honestly
wife.
that was a legendary night for us.
That was one of the coolest nights of my life, for sure. I mean, we were on side
to be a part of it.
stage at fucking MetLife Stadium
That's so cool.
with a goddamn rock star, and then you got,
slide into a warm slice of za.
So you do 2 pies a week, or is it a day? Well, you have the plain and a specialty.
I do plain pepperoni, tomato pie, and
Whoa.
then the special. Yeah.
So you're doing 4 now.
Yeah. Which is still not enough for some people, but
Yeah, let them
I
bark.
think you keep it, dude.
Keep it tight. It's working. Keep
The
it tight.
Coke Diet Coke seltzer is
some of my favorite places
A
like
G
only
move.
have a couple things on the menu, and then, because they're so hyper focused on the one thing, then it's going to be good.
It's
every
that
time.
good, of course.
Yeah.
Now, have you had a specialty? Because the specialties you get a little I don't want to say kooky, but you're taking swings. The one time I went, I think it was like a arugula and something, which was fantastic. I'm not a salad guy. I don't know if you guys know that.
Me either.
But it's so good. It was so fresh. It was so good, so nice. What have you had one that's missed where you're like, I thought this was gonna be a fucking home run, and people were like, nah, dude.
the Nutella pie's not selling.
Kill me if I ever make a Nutella pie, please.
Or anything that you thought
Honestly,
just wasn't maybe.
I wish I had a good story, but like I'm always pretty satisfied with them. I just get mad when people don't. I think that people don't order the tomato pie enough because it's like our vegan pie.
Okay.
So the word vegan turns them off.
Sure.
Gotcha.
But it's like it's like the staff's favorite pie. It's just like you guys Philly guys like those
tomato pie, yeah,
tomato
yeah.
pie from like Sarcones or something like that. Like,
Buddy, shout out to Corporalese and fucking East Norton. I could crush the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah.
I love it, tomato pie.
just like bread and sauce. When we put like a ton of like really nice olive oil on it and like some like Calabrian
and the
oregano.
sauce reduces because there's no cheese, right?
Yeah,
so
we'll
it
do
gets
like a double
thick.
ladle of the sauce too, so it really just kind of sets in.
Oh, you're killing.
I'm always trying to keep it tight.
But I'm trying to think that like if there was one that like no one ordered, but like
What in the research phase? Are you doing something? Maybe not this, but we'll do this. That
There's
never
something-
make it to market.
Something
I
didn't
think
make it
is
to
what
the
he
menu.
means.
I haven't nothing that I've tested, but there's ideas that I have that haven't.
What's some
trying to-
idea where you're like, I don't think the public's ready for this one.
I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to piss people off and figure out like a good pineapple pizza just to make them mad.
I
But
respect
like
it.
charred pickled pineapple with some like sopressata. I don't know, something like that.
Fully
And I've also
hot.
been like, I've also just like have it in my head. I just have to figure out a thoughtful way to do it. Is like a cheesesteak pie, but like with Cooper sharp mixed in with the mozzarella, sesame seed crust, and some like really thinly sliced ribeye.
There was this place in South Philly when we lived
Long
on
Hots.
fucking Titan Street that it was like Frankie and somethings, or they used to do shows there, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah,
It
I
was,
know
like,
exactly
2
what you're
blocks
talking
down.
about.
They did like
Yes.
a monthly. It was like Frankie and Ronnie's or something. No, it wasn't Ronnie.
Shout out to
But
Ronnie.
they did a fucking cheesesteak pizza that would, oh my God, I would go and I'd get like 3 or 4 slices, take it back and eat in my room so no one saw me.
I like
It
a
was so
lasagna
good.
pie, the one that has
The penne on it?
No, not with the penne. When it's this it had ricotta on it, but it was before ricotta was ricotta. Like before you were doing it like the
Yeah, but they would put it on the pizza before it goes in the oven.
yes,
Yeah,
and then there would be like almost like a pocket of like ground beef, and
Oh.
then the sauce, and it would be almost like margarita style.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Kind of like a bolognese slice.
Yes, that'd be a good way to put it. Yeah, that's all right.
Sounds nice.
It's
I never
nice.
had a cheesesteak pizza, but in my head, I'm like, I could do it.
It's
I could
so
do a
good.
good.
I
I
gotta
bet you
fi-
could, baby.
I
I
gotta
bet you
find
could.
some long hots, sesame seed crust to make up for like the hoagie, whatever. Call
with
saying
it.
hoagie in front of you guys.
Sure.
It's a hero.
All right, that's it. Oh, wow. Okay. Is there anything that you think shouldn't be on a pizza? Mm-hmm.
Chicken in any form.
What about barbecue chicken slice?
What about a chicken parm slice?
I mean, I want a chicken parm, but I don't want it on my pizza.
Huh?
And that's also sounds crazy because I was just
I
talking about
get it.
chicken rolls, which is basically the same thing.
Sure.
I've only ever seen this in movies and TV back in the 80s. And maybe I had it once and didn't like it, but it was before I really got into them. Anchovies on a pizza.
It's hard for me still.
What is that? Where did that come from?
I think it's pretty classic.
That's an old Italian thing.
Yeah. Especially like on maybe like a tomato pie, people really like a couple anchovies on a tomato pie.
With the olive oil.
Not this guy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm still weird about anchovies. I wish I wasn't. I wish I was cool and like I could just open tin fish and eat it. But
my love for Caesar got me over the hump of that.
oh yeah, I mean, if it's a Caesar,
I used to work at a place in Philly where it was the first time where it was a homemade Caesar, homemade dressing, and they would lay really good anchovies on it, and it got me. I was hooked.
so you're in.
Do
you have it on pizza ever?
No, I can't do it on pizza because there's something.
I'm looking back at me. Fuck that. I don't like pizza with a
They're
face.
fillets. They're not a bronzino sitting there.
But why no chicken? What's is it just like a personal vibe for you?
Kippy's upset.
I don't know.
I'm not upset, but I don't disagree.
Because I know you like a barbecue chicken pie.
I know. Nah, I'm there. It depends. I don't disagree. That is, of the things I like on pizza, that is the most volatile.
It just reminds me of like Domino's or something like that.
You're not wrong.
Which I don't dislike, by the way. I don't dislike Domino's or any of the fast food pizzerias.
Did you have a frozen pie when you were a kid that you would fuck with?
Is it crazy that I have like many? There's so many.
Hit me.
Not in this room.
Yeah, maybe on another program.
If it's the microwave, it's Celeste because somehow we get crispy. And it was like a bar pie almost. You ever think about it that way? It had the little
No, but I do now.
You would put it on top of the box on the crisping.
Well,
part
it's the box helped that. That was very much the box doing the heavy lifting.
But it would be like it would look like one of those like bar pizzas in Boston or something like that.
Yeah.
Then like
so funny to say that.
I would get DiGiorno. The
Gentleman.
Supreme. But I was weird
Just
about
put
olives
one
as a
down.
kid, so I would take a knife and take the olives off the frozen pizza before I put
It's a smart move.
I've done stuff like that. You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Tombstone was good when I was a kid.
Sure.
Red Baron was good.
Red Baron. All
You're
right.
a Stouffer's French
This
bread
guy's
man?
checking out, by the
You're
way.
gonna hate me for this because I know you love Stouffer's. I hated Stouffer's French
What?
bread pizza. I don't know why. There was a weird taste to it.
Oh, that's crazy.
You're not wrong. The bread tasted
It was
different.
weird.
It tasted different than other frozen. I'm not saying bad. Relax. I just
Should I
had
go?
it.
Should I
I
go?
just had it 2 weeks ago.
You have to be a
different.
divorcee to really enjoy it.
It's more of like a bag. It is a baguette. It's not like pizza. It's like
Baguette.
It is
French
it's not,
baguette.
It's, so the bread to me did have a weird taste. I will agree with you.
That's
there.
number one for you, Foley?
No, number one for me would be Elio's.
Oh yeah.
And
now,
how could
though?
I
Like
forget?
now?
No, now I would
DiGiorno.
I'd do
You're
a
a fucking gentleman.
DiGiorno Supreme. I'd put it in the oven. I'd get it crispy, and I would eat it with a glass of milk. That's
Glass of milk still?
Yeah, a glass of milk.
There was milk on my dinner table. But you didn't ask, but
There's milk on your dinner table?
like on pizza night too, which
Yeah.
I don't know how that.
It just works, man. The sweetness of the milk and the saltiness of the pizza and the dough, it just. I
haven't drank milk in a very long time. I don't. It's weird
Yeah,
to me.
I mean,
I'm a huge milk guy.
we picked up on that. At any point now, or in your prior to your pizza making endeavors, would you take a frozen pizza and add stuff to it? Like, did you get a plane and add stuff? Because I never really crossed my mind as a kid.
No.
It never crossed my mind, but like now, I was literally just thinking about like, did I ever put my own stuff on a frozen pizza?
We would do. I remember the first time I saw my stepdad do oregano and like an Italian seasoning.
Spices at the end. Yeah.
I didn't. That never crossed my mind, and I was like, "What in the fuck have I been missing out on?" It's little garlic powder or something like that.
I remember the first time I saw it, I think my wife did it the first time I saw it. I never thought to, like, you open it up and, like, some of the pepperoni falls off or whatever. For some reason, it clicked on my head to rearrange everything and get everything nice.
That's one of my biggest things I do. It's got to be, like, equidistant.
Yeah.
And each, like, and then I know where I'm cutting it, I line up the top, like, the good topping, so I'm not cutting them in half like a fucking jerk-off.
Genius. Do you cook anything else at the house? Are you making
I
dinner?
haven't cooked at my house in like.
Is there anything else you think you're pretty good at? Where you're like,
Yeah, like I mean, I'm good at making. It's like pizza's baking, so I can make bread, and I'm good at like most Italians. I could.
You like a
make
sourdough?
Yeah, well, no.
Okay.
I like other people's sourdough. I'm just not interested in necessarily. I like a direct, like long. It's nerdy, but long fermentation sourdough.
he
Is
does
kind of
48 hours, this guy.
like 55, I think, at this point.
What's sourdough?
Christ,
How
I
long does that go?
Sourdough is like a starter, so it's like you could as long. It's also something you have to maintain. I'm too busy to maintain
It's
a
so
sourdough starter.
confusing to
It's
me.
alive, isn't it? Isn't it a culture?
Yeah.
I fucking shoot that thing.
This guy's cooking aliens.
But yeah, like cutlets, pasta, different sauces. Yeah, I'm
Probably
not bad.
put
I'm
a
not
mean
bad.
cutty out.
Thin.
Yeah?
They barely see it.
You know who does a nice cutlet? Patty Foley.
Oh yeah.
Soak some in sugar water.
Sugar water.
She does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mom would never use like an egg wash. She would just use water, and then like the whatever. What's the brand Italian breadcrumb?
4C or Progresso.
They were good. Like she
great.
fucking hammered them thin.
Yeah.
Got to.
Man, hammering them thin and really tenderizing the meat. Something else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I mean,
We should have got some catering
I
for
know.
this. Everybody's fucking starving.
Luke's dying
Luke's
over
dying
there.
over there.
Fucking, I'm trying to keep it tight, dude. This ain't good.
You've been very busy the last couple of years,
Yes.
obviously. Do you like to do a vacation now? What's the social?
I can't right now because I'm
You're
making
locked
pizza
in.
every single day there.
You're not going anywhere.
I just got a guy who can make pizza as good as me, and it was crazy because it was Saturday was his first day, and I was just gonna show him for a couple hours, like a trail, and he was so good that I was like, "Do you want to work? Do you want to work the full shift?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then I just stepped off the line, and I just didn't know what to do with myself.
Where do you pull a guy like? Is that like Sopranos when he went over to Italy and got Furio?
Basically, he came from another friend's pizzeria.
I got to be honest with you. I went to the last night you were open
Yes.
at Superiority Burger, and it's pretty cool. They're like, it's him and all of his pizza maker buddies from all over the city.
Oh, yeah.
All converged at his spot because he's like the late spot, and they're all just having beers, talking mozzarella. It's like fucking. It's the coolest thing I've
I
ever
forgot
seen in
about
my
that.
life.
Yeah, you met
They
my
were
friend
like,
Maddie.
yeah,
Shout out to
fucking-
Maddie O.
Shout out to Maddie.
Chuck Berry and Bob Dylan hanging out together.
And Ryan D was like, "Where the fucking nexus of pizza?"
He's kept in touch with me. Like he's very.
I
nice.
know he was.
You're not
wanted-
going to be able to get rid of him.
Yeah, he wanted to come here very bad, but he's like, I'm cans up at another job saying Chrissy my regards.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we gotta wrap it up, gang.
Buddy,
That went fast.
Chris,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. We're so happy for you. You're an absolute fucking
Thank you,
genius.
guys.
A legend
We
in
love
the
you so
making.
much. Gang, Chrissy's Pizza in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Do yourself a favor. Get the fuck over there.
Tell him Tootie sent you.
and get a pie.
But I'm trash, right?
Oh, I mean,
What are you, nuts? Hey, alternative school. Yeah, you're garbage.
smoking cigs at the crib.
Chris Hansell, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
Give
you,
him a round
guys.
of applause
Yeah, Chrissy.
for the master. Gang, we love you to death, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.